We're live.
Are we ready?
We're live, baby.
Hey. Welcome back to National Prayer Breakfast. I am your host, Aaron Scarborough, and I am joined, as always, with this pink little treasure.
Aaron, wait. Are you planning to be dressed like this for the podcast?
You're trying to fuck with me right now, and you picked the wrong night. I think this is a great outfit. Do you have a problem with it?
Well, I should have said no shade first.
Oh my god.
I would have known that I had only the best intentions of what I said.
Look, guys, me and Keith have always had this dynamic, and I'll tell you where it started. It started in college, once upon a time in Maryville. Keith was he lived beneath me in the tower suites that I was taking out money, and as it would turn out, would never pay back, to live at the fucking tower suites.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than commute from my parents' house, and that's just how insufferable they were.
I had a roommate that would
worth every penny.
I had a roommate that there was 4 people sharing a bathroom, and he would lock himself in there for 3.5 hours, and that's not an exaggeration. 3.5 hours a day masturbating.
I remember that. What was that fellow's name?
And,
first name. Don't reveal his whole.
We protect. I don't remember.
Hey, listen.
I don't remember his first name.
Are you listening, Prayer Warrior? Are you listening? This is important. We protect masturbators on here.
Yeah, well,
if you,
I don't remember his name, but I do want to reemphasize the 3.5 hours a day was not an exaggeration, and I want. I want everyone to sit and think.
I was a witness
about how long 3.5 hours. You're not awake 24 hours a day, and other people have to use the bathroom. It was insane.
It was.
You masturbate in the bathroom?
It was a sight to behold.
Yeah,
that's too much.
Yeah, he would come out just like huffing and a puffing, and he would be beet red.
The 2 other guys,
he was just Hellboy all the time.
The 2 other guys, I didn't know them, but 3 days within of us moving into this suite together, we were having conversations about he's spending so long in the bathroom. And he's definitely...
He didn't even wait at all to get to know you before he started making it obvious that he's a fucking, a chronic masturbator.
Yeah. And so
oh, that's good.
My 2 suite mates and his girlfriend, we were sitting there why is he fucking in there? Or it's he's either addicted to masturbating or he found a path to Narnia.
Yeah. He's been going to Narnia.
He found a portal to this world.
Yeah. That's so good.
Sharing a bathroom.
Why don't we reimagine The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? Except for instead of the kids going to Narnia, they find a place to masturbate.
Yeah, that's what it was.
A quiet spot to
The Lion, the Witch, and the cum sock.
That's
actually, we would have to make them adults, probably.
Probably.
I wish to state that, in this version of the classic story.
Well, they should probably do that anyway if they're going to remake that. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day, who the fuck... Why has AI not replaced child actors? It can be, dog shit CGI, why are we still doing this?
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. If I was a screenwriter, I wouldn't write a story that, had a bunch of kids is, main character. I would not write The Sixth Sense.
No.
Who the fuck? You're going to kill someone.
Yeah.
So, Narnia.
Narnia is great. Great literature. Great. I mean, it does have Christian undertones, to say the least. But
Yeah.
we're okay with that in certain cases. With Keith, it's Star Wars.
Narnia is better if you don't know that it's like a parable, or like symbolism kind of sucks.
Oh yeah, I mean, like most of the time, yes, but it's also the coolest thing
Like if
in
it
the
was
world
just like
when
this
it's-
world you could get lost in, where there's like this lion that flies or whatever.
When it's that literal, yeah, but when it's that closely fucking connected, whatever, yeah, but not. I don't know. I like symbolism and shit.
Yeah, I mean a little bit.
You use symbolism in your prose.
I'm not saying like all symbolism's bad. It's just like it's a thing. It's overrated. It should like it's not supposed to be like a thing you think about much.
You just want to be the only guy doing it.
You know, you got like two ends of the spectrum where like Narnia.
I've got more than that.
Narnia is like symbolism where it's like super heavy-handed.
Mm-hmm.
That it's, you know, the lion represents masturbation addiction or whatever.
Right.
And then there's like other symbolism that it's basically just nonsense, like Donnie Darko or something,
Mm-hmm.
where like you'll watch it and people are like, oh, there's so much symbolism, but it's like, well, if I can't tell what it means, then it's not symbolism. It's just
Right.
This movie is. What is that movie about?
It's just an ineffective movie at that point.
What is that movie? What's the point?
No one knows.
What is any of that?
I
Do
feel
you know,
this way
Justin?
about.
I'd honestly,
Have
I
you
truly
seen it?
don't.
I've seen it so many times.
Yeah, I've seen it probably at least 3 or 4
What
times.
the fuck was that bubble coming out of their chest?
Wait, which movie?
Donnie Darko.
Yeah, it doesn't make any goddamn sense, but it
What
has
does the
some
rabbit
great
symbolize?
fucking lines in it. Do you remember the line, well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions?
Yeah.
That is a proverb.
Yeah, go back to China,
That's a
bitch.
sacred fucking...
Isn't that the line, go back to China, bitch?
Yeah. Never mind. I can't do that.
Written by Drew Barrymore.
I can't do the impression of the girl.
Yeah.
Because
Or did Drew Barrymore write or direct?
I want to,
Can we get a
though.
fact check
we'll do it on the Patreon.
from the twisted mind of Drew Barrymore?
Yeah. Oh, the
Well, she was in it, but I think she directed it.
she
She wrote or directed it.
I think
I'll look
that
at the IMDb.
I think that
I mean, in Drew Barrymore, that could have some.
she peaked at ET. I thought.
Well, she was like addicted to like alcohol and cigarettes at 9.
Richard
Well,
Kelly.
it was
Fucking
she had a
insane.
stressful job.
She was in like Studio 54.
It's just a little child labor.
And these people were just like doing shots with a 9-year-old.
Why don't you open your mind up to child labor, Keith?
It was Richard Kelly, which I can't pretend like I know who that is. But
Good old Richard Kelly.
a lot of Jake
Dude.
Gyllenhaal, Christian Bale.
Have you watched The House That Jack Built yet?
No.
Fucking get on it. I told you. And when you finally watched
where
The
is it at?
Machinist, which I had begged you publicly for years to watch. I mean, it was like a month or two. But
Yeah.
in
Where
hindsight-
where the house that Jack built?
Oh, where do they keep it? Hulu.
Okay. I
Um,
might have to borrow a login for that, but I can probably.
it's a phenomenal watch. It's Lars von Trier.
Mhm.
I don't know how. I probably didn't do that right. I don't even know where he's from. I probably shouldn't have attempted that at
He
all.
uses symbolism well. You know what?
Lars von Trier.
Lars von Trier.
Lars von Trier's my favorite director. I fucking love Nymphomaniac, man. Nymphomaniac saved my life.
Nymphomaniac.
I like this character.
He made so many movies about depression, but that's just like that one's the worst.
Yeah.
You always think of sex addiction as like, I don't know, like, oh, they're just like fucking all the time. But which for people that don't fuck all the time, that sounds cool.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then that movie really like opened my eyes. Like, oh my god, this is the worst addiction ever.
Yeah.
This is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Like at one point her dad died, and then she's just like fucking some random guy like in a hospital bed.
Right.
It was devastating.
That is the fun thing, because like I don't know, like the people I'm all for people being open minded or whatever about having a lot of sex or whatever, but I also reserve the right to be a prude, you know. And I think you do too. You're somewhat of a prude, right?
She probably, I don't know.
No, actually, you have a very crass sense of humor.
Yeah. I don't know what you're asking. I'm not all that adventurous. Especially for my demo.
Well, I think it's whatever.
But, you know, I'm also, you know what? It's, there's time and a place to be a hoe. And it's your early 20s when your
Or
life...
early 30s, some say.
Yeah, or whenever, really.
Early
but
to mid 30s,
it's-
it's fine.
it's for a time...
Early to mid 30s, 40s even.
Oh, are you
I would
entering
say.
a hoe phase? Is that
No.
what you're getting at?
No.
Yes.
What? No, I am I'm not in a hoe phase. That's fucking disgusting, Keith. But I'm a prude.
Okay.
I'm still a prude.
You're,
I still like to slut shame, you know.
mm-hmm. Yeah, we all love that.
It just occurred to me that we haven't checked in with our lackey, Justin. Justin, how are you doing over there?
I'm doing great.
How is life? And I want good answers only.
Are you in a hoe phase?
I
Only the good stuff.
I recently exited my hoe phase. I'm in my home phase, is what I call it, where I just kind of hang out here.
Oh, the winter hibernation is upon us.
The seasonal depression.
I mean, I've made myself numb to all physical stimuli, so I don't care about the winter anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just in my own head all the time, and I don't notice how cold it is, really.
It's fucking brutal.
He's also wearing a Carhartt jacket right
Well, I'm very sensitive. Okay, so I didn't mean to... I'm very sensitive to the cold or whatever, but I don't let it, like, fucking make me stay inside anymore,
Yeah.
is what I mean to say.
Yeah, well, you gotta get outside to just let your body
You
acclimate.
have
It just makes it harder.
You will get into a fucking terrible mental state if you just fucking hunch over in the fetal position in winter. I could tell you. I know a thing or two about that.
As a summer boy, all my coping mechanisms just, which if not they're not good ones because they've all been ripped from me at once.
Yeah.
Sunlight, bike ride. So I went the last 2 days, but oh my fucking god! And daylight savings time.
now. It's just dark all the time.
It's dark, and it's dark right when I get off work. But luckily I have daylight at 6 a.m. when I drink black coffee and diarrhea. Like, thank God for that.
Skip breakfast.
We wouldn't
have
want
some
that
diarrhea.
time period to be dark. So
No.
I'm glad our government. What happened? Do we know what happened with the bill to like get rid of daylight savings time?
The bill.
Get rid of fallback.
Oh, I thought that it turned out, like, because the buzz was like, are we getting rid of it or whatever? But the buzz was to, like, it was around a bill that was to actually cement it, right? Like,
they were gonna
like,
get rid
make
of
it permanent.
They were gonna get rid of fallback. So like, it would have if this was law, then it just wouldn't have changed.
Oh, so it would have been
You would have had
longer.
darker hours in the morning.
But, okay. But it would be, like, a longer day, like, perceived day, probably, right?
Um.
Never mind.
I don't know.
Look, we don't have to get all sciencey on here. This ain't Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You know, we can't talk about perception of time.
I wish it was. What a good guy. I don't understand anything that he says, but
He's very
solid voice.
He's very enthusiastic about everything. He
Very
says.
handsome.
Very
handsome, strong man.
Well, he taught me that fishes is grammatically correct because a plural of like a type of fish is fish.
Yeah.
Different types of fishes.
Was he on a
Was
he
the
on a
Joe
fucking
Rogan
panel with like Sean Spicer?
I think it was Joe
What the fuck
Rogan.
is going on?
Justin, what are your coping mechanisms for
Oh, I can tell you about his.
winter?
I would love
I'll
to
take
hear.
this one, Justin.
I would love to hear what Aaron thinks about that.
Yeah. So Justin will either go through a phase of disappearing in the night, never to be seen again, or he will have periods of logging. I don't know. Just so many Discord hours that you could. I don't know. Just you go through your like phases of in and out.
So
Yeah,
Discord, like video games, is that?
yeah. You know, like I'll play video games for 19 hours and be like, oh shit, I gotta start
Yeah.
working now. Or
So awesome.
or I'll sit right here in the same spot where I would play video games and make music, but still have the Discord open so that I can remind myself that there's people out there somewhere that do want to talk to me.
Right. Guys, I don't know if you noticed, but we're trying this new thing called minimal effort. We didn't talk about this on the show, did we? Minimal effort. It's a new concept. I'm doing it. I'm pulling the trigger on it. We're doing minimal effort for 30 minutes, and then we do 15 for the Patreon. And we don't even. I don't even know if I'm collecting the money for the Patreon. I don't even know, but we're on it. We're working on it. We've got our best people on it. How long have we even been rolling today?
17 minutes and 28 seconds.
Oh, nice. Well, what do you want to know?
Well, so video games is a coping skill. The disappearing in the night thing, is that...
That's my hoe phase.
Yeah, okay, I was wondering. Well, I don't know if I'm going to get into that. And I have a thing with video games, Justin. I don't know if maybe you have advice where, like, I'll get into a video game and then I'll lose interest or become busy with other things before I beat it. And then then I'll get interested in another game. And I'll go long periods of not playing. So I have a relationship with video games where I feel a lot of guilt about how many I own and not beat. Is that a thing? Is that a normal thing?
Yeah, I can't help you. I own 488 video games, and I've finished 12.
Well, that makes me feel better that I don't own that many.
And that's just on my computer. I also have an Xbox and a PlayStation and a Switch that, they're not here. My son has them at his house, but...
Do you think it's a common thing with most gamers? Like,
I think so, but I assume there's probably, because I think that in the gaming community, I would still be considered somewhat casual, because it's not all I do.
And you didn't go to, you didn't have a scholarship for it. I had one of our friends, Curtis Braxdale, he's been on this show, but he's a professional, he got a scholarship to play video games, esports.
What game?
Rocket League, maybe? I don't know.
Was it actually
Minecraft?
That'd be so sick.
I think it's actually no. I think it's Farmville. He's a great Farmville player.
Yeah.
Competitive Farmville.
I thank God that I'm not a pro gamer. And no shade to them, but that sounds like you see the videos of them cleaning their rooms and they're just moldy, hardened ramen noodles in the carpet.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Listen, to each his own. But
I mean, that's why I never stayed home at all. I'm always gone. I come here to shower. It's fine.
What are your coping skills? What do I
do?
What do you do in the winter?
So you want to know?
You go troll people?
Normally,
you want to know.
Well, that's the game plan this year. But
yeah,
my plan used to be to hide in the fetal position, and I would call you every few days to
we're
get some
talking about
advice.
last year, but what previously? What have you?
Well, I've not been great at keeping myself out of some kind of depression. Ever at any winter. I've never had a happy winter.
Yeah, well, I'm a summer boy, so
You're trying to make that happen.
no, it is a thing. I mean, if there can be so many autumn girls, and fuck them.
They're just wearing Han Solo boots.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
You're
Vests.
you have your cute outfits.
Yeah.
I mean, I like pumpkin spice as much as the next bitch, but
Dude, I fucking love pumpkin spice, honestly, as well. I got a cinnamon dolce today, an iced one. I'm such a pussy. But I also drink Americanos sometimes. You really get the lion and the lamb with me.
well, I feel like our viewers will leave this with no better.
No better what?
No better skills
What
to
are you
get them
about
through
to
the
say?
winter. Well, I was hoping maybe we could have some.
Well, I could tell you about my plans.
Okay.
Because I have plans that I've been working on.
Yeah. Well, my plans. Let me just state my plans.
Make it about you.
They're to. I was planning to try to get me through the winter. Jump, kind of leapfrog between. Maybe I'll start taking vitamin D, and that'll give me a placebo effect, and then I'll get a full spectrum light, and then that'll give me a placebo effect, and kind of doing that for hopefully the rest of the winter.
I like that. I like that for you.
Just try new things until I realize they're not working,
And then you're out.
there's a new miracle.
Yeah.
I'll just have an epiphany every few weeks. That's why.
I think that's my game plan. My game plan as of right now is just gel tabs.
Okay.
But listen, I'm sorry if you're listening to this and you're not cool. You probably should be. I don't know.
Do you ever think it'd be cool to have an addiction
No.
just to give yourself a it's like a little project to work on?
I've actually done that.
You did intentionally.
Oh, I've gotten addicted to things on purpose. Gambling is one. And
Really?
it wasn't cool gambling either. It was slot machines.
I like that I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
How much did you lose?
Just many paychecks.
Really?
Entire paychecks. Yeah.
Ugh.
What? It's fine. Look at me now.
I mean, you would have lost that money anyway.
Look at me
I'm
now.
not trying to say it's
I'm in talks with Caldwell Banker right now. And Reese Nickel. I've been making fun of all the real estate brokerages, and my friend Robin has this. Her company is called the Scout Group, and I've been trolling their Instagram. And so they'll close on a house or whatever, and they'll have their stupid little post fucking "we did it, team" or whatever, and I'll comment, "fucking awesome guys, way to go." I can't keep up with you guys.
I could see you being a realtor, honestly.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you like talking to strangers.
Well, I do like talking to strangers, but why would I be a realtor? Ew.
I mean,
Why would I get into the sale of property, something I will never own?
they make a lot of money, so that's.
I don't really want a lot of money. I really don't.
Well,
When you get a lot of money, people start asking questions.
I've realized about myself. I do want a lot of money.
Same.
I want to make someone a lot of money. I wish to be exploited. through some sort of conservatorship. But I want an allowance, and I just don't want to have to drive anywhere.
You think a
That's all I
conservatorship
want.
could open up your potential?
Oh, yeah.
Because Britney, she,
Dude, absolutely.
not her
Fucking
not her best albums
somebody
during that
put a
time, but she
goddamn
was
heart
working
in
a lot.
somebody.
What's your opinion, Justin, on the conservatorship albums of Britney's career? Like,
You mean like her music specifically, or just
yeah,
how that went? I mean, that was probably her best work, right?
really? During the conservatorship?
You don't think so?
No, not for me personally.
So you think it was pre-conservatorship was when she was doing the better stuff?
Yeah.
Because wasn't like Toxic and stuff during the conservatorship? That was before it?
So after Blackout. So Blackout was the
Okay,
last.
so then I was wrong. So then, yeah, that definitely made it way worse. I thought
Toxic and Blackout were like during her chaos years, but pre-conservatorship.
which that was my favorite time. Like Shaved Head Britney was when I was like, okay, I think I love this lady.
Yeah, which she's bipolar, so it makes sense.
Which,
that,
fits
her
right in.
mania led her to creative output, but
Justin, if I wanted to show a video as we close out, how would be the best way to send that to you?
Probably before we started, but let's see.
Can it be done?
It can be done if you bring your phone over here.
All right. So, it'll be fine. I threw him a curveball. I do this sometimes.
He's a curvy boy.
All right.
It's the post.
well, are we still rolling?
We are still rolling.
Well, if you're watching this, please subscribe. Comment below. Are you currently thinking? Are you currently wanting to die? Following daylight savings time and cold weather. If not, what is getting you through it? Is it the looking
Gel
forward
tabs?
to the Mean Girls musical coming out in January?
Is it gel tabs? Are you on gel tabs right now?
No one knows what the fuck that is. I'm
He's
sure.
talking about acid.
Know what? Comment if you know what gel tabs are.
Actually, don't. We don't need a bunch of
Just comment
people.
yes. Comment yes or no. If
People
you,
will be like on some sort of list.
Well,
We can't have our people being on lists.
No, just if they're knowledgeable.
How are we doing that video? Or is it possible?
I'm working on it.
Or we could do it for the Patreon. We'll save it for the Patreon. Let's let these people go. They've been through enough.
That's true.
Ugh. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and consider joining the Patreon, because that's when right now I've been on my best behavior, and the thing about the Patreon is there's no one fucking on there, so I really go crazy.
You can comment the N-word and stuff.
You can do whatever you want. That's a certain tier, I guess.
That costs $2.
And also, if you're upset about what I just said, you can go to the Patreon, and for $5 you can find out whether or not it was a joke.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you on the Patreon, National Prayer Second Breakfast. That's patreon.com/Aaron Scarborough. I mean it this time. Join the Patreon. Bye.